Hello, this is Aaron LeBauer with LeBauerConsulting.com, and thank you very much for visiting my blog today and clicking on the link to learn more about the CashPT Toolkit. What I want to do is show you what's included in the CashPT Toolkit, as well as show you a little bit about how to download it and how easy of a process it is. The CashPT Toolkit contains all of the documentation and administrative templates and forms that I use in my cash-based physical therapy practice. I haven't found an electronic medical record system, calendar system that provides me with the ease of use and the efficiency that using paper forms still continues to do for me. So now I want to share this with you. So once you click on the link, the CashPT Toolkit, you're taken to this page with a video and some other information about the toolkit. You can click on the Add to Cart button or scroll down the bottom and the Download Now button. Both buttons will take you to the shopping cart where you can pay with PayPal or you can pay with a credit card. If you do check the newsletter button, this is automatically done when you check out with PayPal, and what it will do is allow you to receive exclusive information and content directly related to the CashPT Toolkit that only those who sign up for the toolkit will receive. You will not get any spam, and the information you receive is valuable, but you can always unsubscribe at any time. Okay, so once you complete your credit card payment and verification, you will be taken to a download page with a click here button to download the CashPT Toolkit. You will also receive in your email a link for the download as well. So once you click on the link and it downloads the toolkit, you click on it to unzip. It may look a little bit different on a PC. Here it is in my downloads folder. Okay. We've got administrative files. We've got the fax cover template, the phone call screen, the phone script for new patients, progress notes, which is a letter to a physician or healthcare provider, a rate increase email, a thank you note script, because I write thank you notes handwritten to everyone who refers me a patient. Some of the bonus items are the business startup income calculator, patient testimonial form. How do you get your patients to write testimonials and leave reviews for your business? It's a great form that I can provide, or you can provide, to your patients. Then we've got documentation, a discharge summary report, initial evaluation, plan of care, goals for when you need a referral or prescription from a physician, and initial evaluation, plan of care, goals for when you don't, like I do. I live in North Carolina, and we have a 100% direct access state. I do not need to receive a referral from a physician. Most of you do not either. However, occasionally you will, and one of the best strategies I like for that is to evaluate the patient if you're able, and send the evaluation to the physician with a letter stating what you found and asking for their signature to if they agree with your plan of care. Something along those lines. And there's a lot more information I've shared on my blog about that. You may not be able to evaluate the patient, but still take that phone call, talk to the patient, find out all that they need, and help them through the process of getting a referral from their physician or healthcare provider. New patient history intake form. Oh, and there's one other form on here that I really love for that, and it's the, where is it? Physical therapy referral to medicine. So let me show you this. Okay, this is the letter that you can send to a physician when you want to send them a referral. even if you are unable to evaluate the patient, you can send it to the physician, and you can modify these documents. So you don't have to say after a detailed examination, after speaking with the patient, this is your physical therapy diagnosis. So after you've evaluated them, these are their symptoms. Thank you for following through with this referral and providing care for this patient. So what you're doing here is sending physicians patients. They will be more likely to reciprocate and send you patients as well. I love this form. I don't get to use it as much in my practice as I would like, but I think it's great. And at the bottom, you can put something like, please sign here if you agree with the plan of care, or you would put that on your evaluation form, and you put your name and credentials. So even if I only talk to a patient and I refer them to a physician, I fill this out and say, this is what the person is complaining of, or this is their symptoms that they mentioned to me. Please, evaluate them. They need more medical evaluation. And what it does is it just lets the physicians know that you are sending them patients too, and it puts the power back into the hands of the physical therapist. Because I get most of my patients from the internet or word of mouth, maybe 3 to 4 a year who show up in my office who have been referred directly from physicians. So I don't have a huge physician base, but what I do have is autonomy and the freedom to make decisions based on my patient's behalf. Okay, moving on. The super bill document. This is awesome. I love it. This is the last one that I completed. It's got a place for your information, your logo, patient name and information, reason for their visit, ICD-9 codes, procedures and units. And what you can do is print this out, cut it in half, fill it out for your patient, hand it to them, and they can send it into their insurance for reimbursement. It's got a place for your signature, it's got a place for your EIN number, your license number, place of service office code 11. This one was very hard to figure out for me years ago. I called the insurance company and they said, you didn't put the office code in. And I said, okay, well, what is it that I need to put in? They said, well, you should know that. And I said, well, you've got to be kidding me because you know it. Why can't you just tell me? Oh, I'm not allowed to do that. That's not my job. So that one took a long time to figure out. And so enjoy. This should save you a bunch of time. Because that took me a couple hours just to find that little code. CashPT Toolkit, Super Bill. Okay. Payment cancellation, no-show policy. You need to have one of these. I have all of my patients sign this when they come in for their first visit. I print it out on a different colored paper. I also make sure I mention my cancellation, no-show policy to the patients over the phone when I schedule them the very first time. Insurance benefits worksheet. This is something that I post on my website so patients can download it for when they call their insurance company. And then I also offer to help them understand the answers. So I say, please call me back when you have the answers after you call your insurance company. I'll help you understand what it means. All right. The other things I have here are outcome measures. The common ones that I use in my practice, Berg Balance Scale, the Global Rating of Change Scale, Lower Extremity Functional Scale, Modified Oswestry, Neck Disability Index, Patient-Specific Functional Scale, and Quick Dash. I've included these just for your convenience. You may or may not use these or want to use them, but I use those to track almost every patient. Okay, documentation. Let me just show you some of the documentation forms. We talked about them already, but this is the initial evaluation form. There's space to put your subjective symptoms, objective findings, and these can be changed. You can copy and you can highlight and change this to foot. You can change heel to leg. Instead of shifted, you can put rotated here. Whatever you'd like to do, you have the ability to change these forms and modify them to your own use. What I then suggest is converting them to a PDF, which should be easy. You go to Save, Save As, and then you go down to format, and on a Macintosh it'll be here, on a PC it may be up at the top, and you save it as a different format as a PDF, and you click on save. Okay, here is the functional limitations, physical therapy diagnosis, short-term, long-term goals, my treatment plan and procedures, and then the signature. So this is where you say John Smith, PT, DPT, OCS, etc. It was very, very easy to use. Okay, I'm not going to save that one. All right, and then the new patient history form. I'll show you this one. This is the first thing that patients get. They can download it from my website. It's large enough print, simple to use, and it's easy for me to look through this and look for any red flags or other information that's pertinent to my initial evaluation. Okay, there's a consent form here at the end. As with all documents or any information, I can't guarantee the legality of some of this information in your state based on your state's Practice Act. What I will say is look over it, make sure you have your legal counsel look over it or advise with someone, and just make sure that you're in compliance with your own state's Practice Act with the information that's in the toolkit and anything else on my website. Okay, and then the daily SOAP progress note. This is the one that takes no time to fill out. It's just circle, write in a couple things, circle, circle, underline, and then I'll put in the information from my current visit with the therapeutic exercise, and if I did any education on any topics, assessment, plan, care, and signature. Boom. That's it. Okay. Let's see. This one's really cool, this expense calculator. So this you get, okay, let's say it's $100. 2 evaluations at $100. And this will show me how much I will gross per week, how much you might gross per month, and how much you might gross per year. So let's put in, we're going to do 5 45-minute visits at $100. And you can see how it just instantly changes the totals. I've got over here monthly estimate for gross income, expenses, taxes, monthly net, any household income. So I've got a place to put household expenses down here at the bottom. You can see we're on sheet 4. On sheet 1, I've got your startup expenses, monthly expenses, expenses for expansion. So like not the necessary expenses for when you first open, but the things you want and not the things that you need. And it scrolls down here. Yearly expenses like AMTA or APTA, business license, any other organizations or continuing education that you can allot for yourself. So this is really awesome. It was built to me by a friend of mine who's an economist, and I just want to share it with you because it rocks. So don't forget to choose between sheet 1 and sheet 4 down here on the lower left. All right. You got your patient testimonial form. Hand this to patients. You can put a contact form with this information on your website, and I do both of those. And then I'll just show you a couple of these things. This is the progress note that I was mentioning before. This is kind of the informative note narrative that I would send and have sent to physicians and other providers to tell them about my patients. And I use a generic one for the evaluation, and then stating their goals and plan. If I have a problem, I'll put it somewhere here in the middle. Or if the patient needs further medical diagnostics, I'll put that on here, and along with and I'll put the referral form, the physical therapy referral to medicine form, in with this, as well as a copy of the notes. And there's other good stuff. The rate increase email on the phone call screen. I love the phone call screen because you print this out. You use paper that came out of the printer that didn't look quite right, so you use the back side and you make scratch paper out of it. You cut it horizontally, you cut it vertically, and you have 4 of these. This is great for you as you get used to all the things that you need to talk to your patients about when you schedule them the first time, or for your front desk administrative people to use to know, okay, we need to ask their name, find out how did they hear, what's their problem or challenge, get their phone and email. Are they a Medicare beneficiary? That's an important screen for a cash-based practice. You can ask about insurance because people want to know about that or want to talk about it a little bit. You tell them where to park, what clothes to bring. I have patients come 15 minutes early. Mention the cancellation policy. I always tell people about the fees and direct them to our website. Okay, if you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to contact me through the blog, but that's most of the items in the CashPT toolkit and should give you a good overview of what's included. Thank you very much for visiting the blog today. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment on any of the posts or contact me through the website or the contact button right up here. Thank you.